Airlines quietly changed the rules in 2026, and passengers are getting denied boarding, fined, and stranded because of it. Some of these changes went into effect with almost no announcement. We are covering 12 of them right now, including one rule near the end that has already cost travelers thousands of dollars in a single trip. Number 1, Real ID is no longer optional on domestic flights in the United States. The deadline that kept getting pushed back for years finally hit. As of May 7th, 2026, a standard state driver's license without the gold star marking is no longer accepted at any TSA checkpoint in the country. You need a Real ID compliant card, a valid U.S. passport, a military ID, or another federally approved document. This is not a recommendation. It is a hard requirement with no workaround at the airport. If you show up with the wrong ID, you will not get through security. You will miss your flight. The airline owes you nothing, no refund, no rebooking credit, no compensation of any kind. You simply will not fly that day. Check your license right now. If there is no gold star or gold circle in the top right corner, you need to fix this before your next trip. Your state DMV can issue a Real ID compliant license, but appointments are running several weeks out in some states. Stay until point 9. That one alone could save you from losing your entire non-refundable booking. Most people do not know this next part. Number 2, airlines are now physically measuring carry-on bags at the gate, and the sizer is the final word. United, Delta, Lufthansa, and several other major carriers introduced or significantly expanded bag sizer programs at boarding gates in 2026. The rollout happened quietly. Most passengers had no idea until they were standing at the gate. It does not matter if your bag passed last time. It does not matter if it fit in the overhead bin on your last 3 flights. It does not matter what size the airline website listed when you bought your ticket. The physical sizer at that gate is the only measurement that counts. Gate agents are instructed to enforce this without exceptions on flagged routes. Some airlines are now running every single passenger through the sizer on high-load flights. If your bag does not fit, you pay a gate check fee on the spot. That fee ranges from $45 to $200 depending on the airline, the route, and what fare class you booked. There is no negotiating it. There is no manager to escalate to. You pay it or you leave your bag behind. But here is where it gets worse. Number 3. Budget airlines in Europe and Southeast Asia are now charging for small backpacks, even ones that fit under the seat. Ryanair, Wizz Air, AirAsia, and several other low-cost carriers updated their cabin baggage policies in early 2026. On certain fare classes, a small backpack or personal bag now counts as a chargeable item unless it fits completely under the seat in front of you. Not beside it, not partially under it, not wedged against it, completely under, flat, with the seat able to close normally over it. Gate agents are checking this physically at the boarding door, not at the check-in desk hours earlier, right at the door, when you have no time and no options. Passengers caught at this point are paying between 20 and 80 euros on the spot. That is the single most expensive point in the whole journey to get caught because you either pay immediately or you do not board. The plane does not wait. Your bag does not go in the hold for free. You pay the full gate rate. This is the part that surprises everyone. Number 4, U.S. airlines must now give you automatic cash refunds, but they are counting on you not knowing to ask. The Department of Transportation's updated rules took full effect in 2026. Airlines are now required to issue automatic cash refunds for cancellations and for significant delays. Not vouchers, not flight credits. Cash, back to your original payment method. On domestic flights, a delay of 3 hours or more now qualifies. On international flights, the threshold is 6 hours. The refund must reach your credit card within 7 business days. There are no exceptions for weather or staffing. Here is the part airlines are not advertising. If a gate agent offers you a travel voucher first and you accept it without specifically asking about your cash refund right, you may have waived that right on the spot. Some airlines have trained agents to offer the voucher before mentioning the cash option. They are legally allowed to do this. When your flight is canceled or significantly delayed, the words you need to say out loud are these. I want a cash refund to my original payment method. Say it clearly. Say it once. Do not accept a voucher without saying those words first. And it only gets more serious from here. Number 5. The free seat assignment window at check-in is gone and families are being separated because of it. Delta, American, and United all updated their basic economy seat assignment rules in 2026. Under the old system, basic economy passengers who did not pay for seat selection could sometimes grab a free assignment at check-in, usually 24 hours before departure. That window is now closed on most routes for most airlines. Basic economy passengers are assigned whatever seats remain at the gate after every other boarding group has already been processed. You get what is left. If you are traveling with children under 12 and you did not pay for seat selection, there's a real chance you will be separated for the entire flight. The airline is not obligated to seat you together. It is not obligated to move other passengers. It is not obligated to rebook you onto a different flight. The only way around this is to pay for seat selection at booking or to call the airline directly and ask about their family seating policy before you travel. Some airlines will seat families together if you call, but it is not automatic and it is not guaranteed. But here is where it gets worse. Number 6, loyalty program miles are expiring faster than they were last year, and most people have not checked. American Airlines restructured its A-Advantage program in early 2026. Miles now expire after 18 months of account inactivity, down from 24 months. That is a 6-month reduction. If you earned miles on a trip 18 months ago and have not touched your account since, those miles may already be gone. Delta's SkyMiles program changed its medallion status qualification thresholds, making it harder to reach and maintain elite tiers. United added new minimum spend requirements for status qualification that did not exist in previous years. None of these changes were announced prominently. They were added to program terms and updates most members never read. Log into every airline account you have. Check the expiration dates on your miles. If you have miles that are close to expiring, a small purchase through the airline's shopping portal or a magazine subscription through their miles program can reset the clock. But you have to catch it before the expiration date, not after. There is no grace period and no reinstatement once they expire. Most people do not know this next part. Number 7. Flying into Europe now requires advanced registration that your booking site almost certainly did not tell you about. The EU's entry and exit system, EES, moved into full operational enforcement in 2026. This affects every non-EU traveler entering the Schengen area. That means Americans, Canadians, Australians, and most other nationalities who previously just showed a passport and walked through. You now need to have complete advanced passenger information submitted and verified before check-in closes for your flight. This is entirely separate from your booking confirmation. It is also separate from ETIAS, which is the EU's new pre-travel authorization that one is also now required and also costs a fee. If your EES registration data is missing, if it does not match your passport exactly, or if it was submitted after check-in closed, your boarding pass will not generate. The system is automated. There is no human override at the check-in desk. You will be denied boarding. Your ticket will not be refunded under these circumstances. The airline is not considered responsible because the failure is on the travel documentation side, not the airline side. If you have a trip to Europe planned, go to the official EU travel website and complete both EES registration and ETIAS authorization well before your departure date. Do not leave it until the week of travel. We are halfway through, and point 9 coming up is the one that surprises even experienced travelers. This is the part that surprises everyone. Number 8. Power banks and lithium batteries are being confiscated at the gate, and you will not get them back. The FAA and IATA issued updated lithium battery guidance in 2026 that airlines have now built directly into their gate boarding procedures. This is not just a policy on paper. Airlines have added staff at jet bridges specifically to check bags being valet checked at the gate. The rule is straightforward. Power banks and spare lithium batteries must travel in your carry-on baggage only. They cannot go in your checked bag under any circumstances. This applies regardless of the watt-hour rating, regardless of whether the device is new or used, and regardless of how the bag ended up being checked. If your roller bag is gate checked because the overhead bins are full and a power bank is inside it, that bank will be removed before your bag goes into the hold. You will not be given the option to retrieve it. You will not find it waiting at baggage claim. It will be disposed of before any flight where your carry-on might be gate C, and it only gets more serious from here. Number 9, skipping any single flight on a multi-leg booking will cancel every other flight on that booking automatically. This is the one that surprises experienced travelers most. The rule itself is not new. What is new is the enforcement. Airlines updated their automated detection systems in 2026, specifically to catch passengers who skip segments intentionally. Here's what happens. You book a multi-leg itinerary outbound, connecting, return. You decide to skip the outbound leg for any reason, or you use a trick called hidden city ticketing, where you intentionally book through a cheap connecting city and get off there instead of continuing. The moment you miss that first segment, the airline system flags the booking. Every remaining flight, your connection, your return, everything is automatically canceled. No warning, no email, no notification until you try to board the next leg. In March 2026, this happened at scale after a well-known travel hacking blog published a guide to hidden city ticketing on a specific airline. Within weeks, the airline had updated its detection system. Hundreds of travelers who had booked using that method showed up at connecting airports to find their onward flights had been canceled hours earlier. The rebooking cost on last-minute walk-up fares wiped out months of savings for many of them. Do not skip segments. Do not use hidden city ticketing. The detection is now automated, consistent, and immediate. The financial penalty for getting caught is far larger than any fare you would save. Almost done, but point 11 is the one I mentioned at the very start. Here it is, but here is where it gets worse. Number 10. TSA PreCheck is expiring for millions of travelers right now, and the renewal backlog means you could lose it for months. PreCheck memberships that were issued 5 years ago are hitting their expiration dates in 2026. The volume of renewals is creating backlogs at enrollment centers across the country. In major cities, appointment slots are running 12 to 16 weeks out. There is no grace period. On the exact day your known traveler number expires, it is removed from the system. Your next boarding pass will print without the PreCheck indicator. You will join the standard security line, shoes off, laptops out, liquids in a bag with no warning other than the date you already knew. Global entry is in the same situation. Renewal interviews are backed up, particularly at high-volume international airports. If your global entry expires, you also lose the TSA PreCheck benefit that comes with it. Do not wait until your expiration date to start the renewal. Do not wait until 90 days out. Start as soon as you finish watching this. The enrollment center will hold your renewal on file. Early renewal does not shorten your next membership, it just shifts the start date. This is the part that surprises everyone. Number 11. Airlines flying out of the UK introduced a new baggage overage fee structure in 2026, and the top tier is brutal. British Airways, Virgin Atlantic, and several other carriers operating from UK airports now use a 3-tier overage system for checked baggage. The old system was simple. You were over the limit. You paid a flat fee. The new system is designed to scale the penalty with how far over you are. Tier 1 covers 1 to 3 kilograms over your allowance. Tier 2 covers 4 to 7 kilograms over. Tier 3 is anything above 7 kilograms. On long-haul routes, London to New York, London to Los Angeles, London to Dubai, Tier 3 fees are reaching £150 per bag. The fee is applied at the bag drop desk, not at check-in kiosks. Passengers who weighed their bag at home on a bathroom scale are discovering the airline scale reads differently. A 2-kilogram discrepancy between your home scale and the airline scale is enough to push you from Tier 1 into Tier 2. A dedicated luggage scale costs between $10 and $20 and fits in any bag. It is accurate to within 50 grams. A single Tier 3 fee at Heathrow costs more than most passengers paid for their ticket in economy. Buy the scale, use it every time. Weigh the bag packed and sealed, not estimated. Most people do not know this next part. 12. Airlines now require disability and medical accommodation requests to be submitted in advance. Verbal requests at the gate are being turned away. American, United, Southwest, British Airways, and several other major carriers updated their accessibility procedures in 2026. Passengers who need wheelchair assistance, pre-boarding for medical reasons, or specific seat accommodations related to a disability are now required to submit those requests in advance through the airline's official accessibility portal. The advance window varies. Some carriers require the request 48 hours before departure. Others require 72 hours. A small number require it at time of booking for certain types of assistance. When a passenger arrives at the gate and makes a verbal request without prior submission, gate agents are now instructed to document that the request was not submitted within the required window. The airline is not legally released from its obligation to provide assistance, but the process that follows takes time. That time may mean missing your boarding group. It may mean the door closes before the assistance arrives. If you or anyone you are traveling with requires any form of accommodation, wheelchair, pre-boarding, oxygen, specific seating, service animal space, or anything else, go to the airline's accessibility page and submit the request the moment you complete your booking. Screenshot the confirmation, bring it to the airport. Do not assume a verbal request at the gate will be handled in time, and it only gets more serious from here. These 12 rules went live while most passengers were still flying by the old ones. The travelers who got stranded, fined, and denied boarding this year were not careless. They were not first-time flyers. They were people who thought they knew the system and found out at the airport that the system had quietly moved on without them. At least one of these 12 points will come up on your next flight. The only question is whether you know it before you reach the airport or after. If this helped you, hit subscribe. We cover exactly this every week. Do not let the airport be where you find out.